Below the cellar door, Alexander's mother and daughter huddled in a dark basement as Russia's military began its attack on the city of Irpin, just outside of Kyiv. Around 300 civilians were killed in the city during the first month of the invasion here, before Russia retreated at the end of March in 2022. Today, some of the nearly 2,000 buildings that were destroyed in Irpin are being rebuilt, but much slower than residents hoped. They promised we could move in the new year, and now they're saying the autumn, said Alexander. It's probably not going to happen.
Was your house right here?
Across the street, Volodya shows us the shell of a house that belongs to his daughter.
That's what it looked like after the Russians left.
Everything was burning.
Only
the ash was left.
It's estimated that it will cost nearly $700 billion to reconstruct Ukraine, and that number will only rise as more communities are left in ruin. One of Putin's main targets in Ukraine is energy, said Volodymyr Zelenskyy to a crowd at an international conference focused on recovery. But at a time when Ukraine is looking to shore up funds and investment to rebuild, two of its key players were absent. The head of Ukraine's reconstruction agency resigned one day before the conference, saying the government was undermining his work, while Ukraine's infrastructure minister was dismissed last month.
I think there was a certain degree of uncertainty as to, okay, that you've dismissed these people, who's going to be put in their place.
Daniel Bilak is a Canadian lawyer who works and lives in Ukraine and is part of the team at the conference trying to attract investment to help Ukraine rebuild.
This is not a normal situation. You're not rebuilding these homes and these communities in a peacetime situation. You're building them, trying to rebuild them in a wartime situation.
And he says it's being done with fewer workers because hundreds of thousands are needed on the front line.
Briar, with so much destruction in Ukraine, what's the focus when it comes to rebuilding?
Well, officials say right now the concern is this country's energy infrastructure. Ukraine's president has said that since the winter, Russian attacks have wiped out half of this country's electricity production. And at the conference in Germany, he said that that's enough infrastructure to power the cities of Berlin and Munich combined. There are now rolling blackouts across this country. And I spoke with an economist who said it's not just about Ukraine securing the money to rebuild the grid, but in some cases it could be a challenge for the country to secure the technology they need quickly.
Briar Stewart once again tonight in Ukraine.